Hi everyone, and welcome to the fourth video in the Truth series. So by now, well, probably not by now, by the end of this video, you'll realise we've got a bit of a format with Jamie meditations. The first two, there's generally four in the series. The first one being our Truth series, which is what you're tuned into now. The first two are generally more intimate and personal. The third one is very much about the collective, the big picture. And in the fourth one, we are looking to an event, okay, for inspiration and then linking that energetically. So gradually we're kind of scaling up and adding layers to the meditation, okay? So as I said, this is the last one in the Truth series. I hope you've enjoyed it so far, and thank you for tuning in. I'm Donna from Jamie Natural Health and Healing, and it's my pleasure to bring you these meditations on YouTube. So today we are inspired by NAIDOC Week. Yes, we are based in Naarm or Melbourne, as it is more commonly, unfortunately, known. Okay, so NAIDOC stands for National Aborigines and Islanders Day Observance Committee. Okay, so it's a celebration every week in Australia to celebrate the achievements, the survival, the culture, and the stories of our First Nations people. So we're linking that today, or really seeing the big picture about truth. And it's not necessarily just truth telling, it's the whole consciousness of truth. And we are delighted and privileged to be inspired by our First Nations people and NAIDOC Week. So the themes of the week are recognition, celebration, and community, which we all need to find our own truth, connect to that own truth, and actually stand up for it at times, especially when things like, or not things, but when equality is questioned, humanity is questioned, and of course truth is questioned. So that's the intro for today. Make yourself comfortable. As per usual being twice so far, we are turning the meditation into a vibrational essence. For more information about energy or vibrational essences, check out the playlist, which is Energy or Vibrational Essences. It teaches you how to make your own. But each meditation we'll be making one from the meditation. We'll be bottling it, in other words, and that is available if you want to go to the link below. So this is another way, really, of connecting, okay, and changing energy. So even you being a part of this meditation, whenever it is that you tune in, you're in here. You're a part of it. And as you will see by checking out the other videos on essences, we give it back to the earth. Okay, so it's constantly the idea, and this is the collective idea, the power of meditation. It is not just yours. By working on the internal, or by working on yourself and then actually putting it out there, you do get to change, and you are a part of change. And that is the reason that in 2026, Jamie finds itself on YouTube. It's not just about healing sessions in the healing room and one-to-one. It is about how we can all use energy, connect with each other for change, empowerment, and all the things we love to talk about. Okay, so thanks for being here, and cheers. I will say what that essence is about at the end of the meditation, because we need the meditation first. All right, so the style of Jamie meditations is that there's no rules. Make yourself comfortable. Try to limit distraction if you can, and just relax. Set up your space how your space asks you. Yeah, so connect with that space, be a part of it, and let it sing to you. All right, as we play the crystal bowls and we give you a guided meditation. If you fall asleep, don't worry, it's there doing its job, okay? And being on YouTube, you can always go back to it when you choose to. You can also choose the essence if that resonates with you, or indeed make your own. This is about connection. That is what energy is. That is what it does. Let it do its job. Okay. So I do suggest, though, that you do have a glass of water handy. If you're having a drink midway or at the end, it allows energy to actually move through your system. The reason being that our bodies are are just full of water. It allows flow, as water does. So choose however you want to prepare yourself, and let's get started. Imagine yourself walking through an area that is colourful, vibrant, full of voices, full of activity, and is calling. It's a public place. It can be something like a market or a fair or a celebration or some sort of event that has called people together. You're part of that. You've been called. You are looking at various stalls. You are hearing different types of voices, different tones, different pitches. There are children. There are calm adults. There are groups of teenagers. And there are old people who are sitting in silence watching the activity. You, at the moment, are just walking, taking it all in, very aware that you are a part of something. You are a part of a community and you are part of a celebration. Now I want you to slightly step aside and go into what we call witness. What you are witnessing is yourself. How do you interact? What is it like to belong to a community, to a space that is bustling? Is every person, is every conversation, is every activity predictable? How can it be? So, that is the power of observance and witness. You are not on the outside when you are witnessing. You are still a part of it. You are here. So just be assured that as you witness someone else's activity or overhear their conversation or part of it, someone is also witnessing you, asking questions about you, noticing you, wondering about you. What is your history that has brought you here today? A bigger question is, what has brought you all here together? Seemingly random people. What is it about this event that is drawing people together and creating this sense, even among strangers, of belonging? Sit down at the grassed area that has space for you. Lay out your belongings, be it a bag, be it some food, be it a drink. Cross your legs, hug your knees, sit in a way that you want to sit. And now expand the witness. You can witness what is happening in the street sellers or vendors. You can witness the groups around you. You can witness the people sitting to the left or right, in front of you or behind you. The people around you immediately. Or you can witness yourself. Let's do all of it and slightly rise your perceptive field, which means you simply elongate your neck and imagine or become aware that a colour is shooting out of your head, and it is a very, very light lemon colour, and it creates almost a cloud above you, a cloud that is inviting, that is soft, that is gentle, that is safe, that is witness, inviting you to witness all that is going on around you. So simply imagine yourself now climbing and sitting on top of that cloud. It's a perfect position. All it is simply picking your seat, and you do it in matter terms every time you go to the football, to the soccer, to a sporting event, to a theatre event, to a train, tram, bus, restaurant, cafe. You choose a seat and you choose your vantage point. And what that vantage point does is simply give you a better view. This one's been made for you. So just imagine yourself there. And now become aware of which voices are the most dominant. Which sounds are the loudest? Which stories are the most obvious? What commonalities are clearest? This is a level of generality. What you notice first. And it is what is being comfortably presented to you. You have the best vantage point. So now go deeper. Searching for the meaning in the silence. The silence of the older people who are not loud, who are not dominant, but who are sitting, practicing quiet wisdom in a space they find secure. Listen to the silence in their silence. And what is that telling you? What is the story within the silence? To do this and to really listen to silence and appreciate its meaning does not require anything like listening or active listening or any cliche that you have heard. It actually requires your own stillness and your own wisdom and your own ability to look beyond that which is dominant. Take your time within the silence, and I'm going to give you some silence to do that. Listening to a story told in silence demands your own stillness, and stillness has within it a respect for space, silence, and untold truth. This is not something you need to carry as a grief or sadness, but it is something that you are alerted to. A recognition of people with untold stories that are stories to tell. Inspired. Think now about a person that you may not know well, or on the surface you haven't connected with, or you don't resonate with. And sometimes this is a translation for you haven't bothered. So now bother. Bring that person or that event which went unnoticed back in your mind and listen again to an untold story, a hidden truth which is being told through silence itself. As you do this, you actually feel your heart open. Some would call it empathy, understanding. But today, we're actually going to call it connection. And suddenly there comes in like a flood of colour, of richness, of truth, of storytelling that you can relate to. That does resonate because it's a human story. We all have experiences of being misunderstood, of being rejected, of being shunned, of being humiliated, of being forgotten, of being outcast. It doesn't matter what that experience is, and of course they vary in severity. But you can relate to each and every human story if you listen past the noise, past the dominant narrative that is put there for your convenience, packaged well so that it does distract from the truth, from the humanity that lies underneath it. What a beautiful thing it is when someone has the grace and the poise to communicate with silence, just as a loving dog may look at you with soft eyes. The trust to share a story. And you didn't listen with your ears. You were able to bypass noise from your outer circuit, knowing that you can connect to each and every person, be it that they may look different, be it that they may come from a different culture, personal culture, place, circumstance. You have the ability. It doesn't need words. It doesn't need common language. You already have common language. It's called the eyes, the soul, the silence. Back at your point, your vantage point in this fair or marketplace, there seems to be a lot going on. But from your cloud, your lemon yellow vantage point, a colour of gentle clarity, of gentle acceptance, and of gentle, ever so gentle affirmation. Become aware of a single sound ripple that is running underneath the cloud, as if it's a sort of a river. Within the river, within the flow of emotion that is connecting through this marketplace, it is not showing you where it has been, what its source is, where it is going, or even an outcome. It is a sound wave that is connecting emotion. The emotion and the effort it takes emotionally to move fear. And that is not scary. It is inspiring that people can when they come together, can work together, can flow together, can harmonize to move fear and find or just dream of a place where that water can be released. The sound wave knows its own way. So follow that sound now in a very similar way to the way that you sat in silence. Now follow that sound wave. And it's linking through different time spaces. It's linking from the current time of the marketplace to a future timescape where people who have listened to silence and stories and hidden truths have taken those truths forward in a different time, place and space, and look at that new marketplace. And the colours are different. They're sparkling. They're not just vibrant, they're sparkling. They're not still. They're forming pathways. We call it songlines. And the songlines were sung, were written, were spoken of, were walked across time. From your vantage point, you have also a place in that timeline. You're part of it now, and you will be part of it later in the future because they're connected. What you do now is connected to a future. How you act now, how you listen, how you sit in silence with respect is connected to This goes beyond pride. It is a tearful reunion of soul. It is a tearful continuation of old, of current, of new, of reality, of narrative, of hope, of possibility, of creation. Just what can be done. When you bother. To respect truth. Stay on your cloud. And we're going to create a very different type of grounding this evening, or whenever it is that you're listening to this. You are on a cloud. And now I want you to imagine that the earth is rising to meet you. So that the earth that was once flat is now becoming a hill or even a mountain or a peak, and it's rising up to the cloud. Okay. Just when you think you could float off, and maybe fall, you don't. As you look beyond in a straight line, coming back to linear time, that mountain becomes a plateau. And upon the plateau, you can now walk, staying at the elevated level, grounded, where the body meets the energy and the earth meets truth and hope and magic. So this essence is this meditation which is about to be bottled. I won't go through that whole process with you, but I will tell you what this energy is and what it means. And I'll just explain a little bit the way I work. So I have channeled this before time, which is a little bit like a cooking show. Here's what I prepared earlier. But it's done before the meditation, okay? And it's also shifting time. When you can do that and you go, you're basically just going ahead of time, okay? And that's what I've done. So this is channeled, and I want to share the meaning with that, with this essence with you. It's called Honor the Cloud That Touches the Earth. So when I got that, I thought, oh, this is pretty trippy, you know, and lo and behold, we were sitting on a cloud. So there you go. Honor the cloud that touches the earth. This essence bestows blessing that cannot always be counted. Looking beyond what you see in front of you and connecting to the truth that stands before you, clothed in honor and belief. So thank you to all First Nations people in Australia and across the world for their inspiration for this meditation today. I hope that it finds the right people. I'm sure it will. And we'll see you next week. Thank you.